Hariom children, today our topic is cell, the structure and functional unit of life. Cell was discovered by Robert Hooke, who was a British scientist, and in 1665 he discovered cell by using what? Using Kirk cell, right? So by using Kirk cell under microscope, he discovered that every living object is made up of a small unit called cell. You know children, when we construct a house, we take bricks. So each brick is a unit of house. Without that unit, a house cannot be made. So as every living body is made up of cell, right? So that's why it is the basic unit of life. Then Dutch scientist Antony van Leeuwenhoek, he first discovered the living cells such as bacteria, protozoans. When we talk about protozoan, we say amoeba, red blood cell, some nerve cell of the fish. He discovered that, and he says that this all living body is made up of cell. It may be smaller living body or a larger living body like multicellular living body or unicellular living body. We shall be knowing what is cell first. As I said you, it is the basic unit of life. That means it is the basic and which is very smallest unit, right? So it is the smallest unit of life. And this cell is again put forward by a cell theory, that what is cell. So it is discovered by Matthew Saliden, Theodore Schwann and Rudolf Virchow. They discovered the cell and they state the theory. According to them, cell is every living body is made up of cell. Each and every living body is made up of cell. And as it is a basic unit, so it basically depends on the structure units. It is the structural part as well as it is the functional part. So it is the structural and functional unit. And then Virchow said that cell is produced from a pre-existing cell. So it is again important. It is produced from a pre-existing cell. So what we learn cell theory? Cell is every living body is made up of cell. Cell is the basic unit of life. It is the structural and functional unit. And cell is produced from pre-existing cell. We will see now it is an animal cell. So it is under microscope we can see an animal cell. It looks like this, and first of all you see it has got an oval shape basically. Why? Because it has got plasma membrane, which we say cell membrane, which is the outer protective layer, and this plasma membrane contain with another basic part called cytoplasm, right? And it has got the important part of the cell, which is again known as your nucleus. So we are getting three basic part of the cell: cell membrane or plasma membrane, cytoplasm and nucleus. These three are the basic part of cell. Apart from that, you shall be getting some different organelles present inside the cell in the cytoplasm. So here I do like to say one thing, that organ and organelle, what is that? When we are talking about organ, then we say that organ is a part of a living body. Like we have eye, ear, stomach, kidney. These are the organ present in a living body. When we talk about organelle, these are the organelles present in a living cell, such as Golgi body, such as cytoplasm, such as mitochondria, which is also a organelle of a living cell. So organ and organelle must be known before we learn a typical animal cell. So what we are getting? We are getting various organelles are present in the animal cell and surrounded by a protective layer, plasma membrane called as cell membrane, and a liquid part present in the cell called cytoplasm, and the brain of the cell, what we call, it is the nucleus. So nucleus is the brain of the cell. We will be seeing plant cell. So there is a difference which we will discuss now. Plant cell and animal cell shape is different, right? Where we see it is a square polygonal shape, right? And a geometrical shape, whereas in animal we don't find that. Why? Because it has again a basic layer, that is cell membrane, which is the outer covering of the plant cell. It has also a cell wall. So outer part is cell membrane, it is the outer part. Then you are getting cell membrane is there, and it has also nucleus, which is the basic unit of life. Okay, so without that the animal cell or plant cell cannot do the work. So cell membrane, cell wall, nucleus is, then you have as usual cytoplasm, which is the basic part. So we are getting in plant cell also cell membrane, nucleus, cytoplasm is there, along with cell wall is there. Due to presence of cell wall, the animal cell is not present in animal cell, so it do not have a geometrical shape, whereas in plant cell we get a polygonal or your geometrical shape found in plant cell. We will see some difference, general difference between plant and animal cell. In plant cell we are saying there is a non-living cell wall is there, which is made up of cellulose, whereas in animal cell we don't find any cell wall, and in plant cell we find some organelle like plastids present, whereas in animal cell there is no plastids. In plant cell we don't get centrosome, which is a site of cell division, but in animal cell we find cell centrosome is present, and in animal cell we get Golgi body, which is a developed Golgi body, which is the organelle, and in plant cell we say the Golgi body is as dictyosome, and lysosome is absent in plant cell and present in animal cell, which is known as suicide bag of animal cell. And plant cell contain large vacuoles, whereas in animal cell we get very small vacuoles. We will see the difference between cell membrane and plasma membrane. We find cell membrane or plasma membrane is present in animal cell, but cell wall is present only in plant cell, absent in animal cell. So here the basic importance is that the cell membrane or plasma membrane is living, whereas cell wall is non-living. Cell wall is made up of cellulose, whereas plasma membrane or cell membrane is made up of lipoprotein, lipid and protein. It is found in plant cell as well as animal cell, whereas cell wall is found only in plant cell. When you are concerned with the function, we say that the cell membrane is selectively permeable, means it allows the selective particle to enter into it, whereas cell wall is freely permeable, it allows any particle to enter into it, right? And you will find the cell membrane controls the semi-fluid content of the cell, and all the material entered to the cell membrane through the cell, it is controlled by it, whereas in cell wall we find it provide a definite shape, rigidity to the cell wall, and the plant got very rigid shape, a definite shape because of it. We will see what is cytoplasm. Okay, it is very important to know about cytoplasm, because we saw first layer is cell membrane, or we say plasma membrane, which is lipid and protein. Now after cell membrane and nucleus, in between the space you can see this area, this green structure. So you are saying that the cell membrane and the cytoplasm, you are find that this structure, this is the nucleus, this part is the nucleus, and this part is the cell membrane. So cell membrane and nucleus, this part is your cytoplasm. So you are seeing this is the cytoplasm. So cytoplasm is a fluid present between the cell membrane and nucleus, and what it contains? It contains water, salt and some organic compound, and it also contains the organelles of the cell, right? And this cell cytoplasm, it consists of two parts, cytosol and your cell organelle. Cytocell, when you are talking about, it is the chemical fluid present, and cell organelles are all type of cell organelles such as mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, and so on, right? We will find this is present in prokaryotic cell and as well as in eukaryotic cell. So this is very, very important. What is prokaryotic and what is eukaryotic? Prokaryotic is found in unicellular species, whereas eukaryotic we found in multicellular species. Prokaryotic means do not have a well-defined nuclear membrane or not developed nucleus, whereas eukaryotic, they have a well-developed nucleus with a nuclear membrane, right? So normally prokaryotic cell we find in bacteria, whereas eukaryotic cell we find in all multicellular species or living body. We will see the difference between animal and plant cell along with what is common between animal and plant cell. If at all we will see cell wall, we have seen the difference, cell wall and vacuoles, chloroplast and some flagella and cilia are found in plant cell, whereas in animal cell we don't find cell wall, we don't find large vacuole or chloroplast or flagella, but mitochondria, Golgi body, endoplasmic reticulum, nucleus, cytoplasm, ribosome are common in both the cell. We will see now detail of nucleus, which is the brain of the living organism, right? So nucleus is the brain of the living organism, and if at all we will see the structure of the nucleus, you see the outer part is known as your nuclear membrane, and it consists of nucleolus. It is contained with a fluid called nucleoplasm. It contains some chromatic network that is called chromatin fiber, and it is also presence of ribosome found in the nucleus, right? So nucleus is the largest cell organelle in a eukaryotic cell. It is found in prokaryotic, but generally no definite cell membrane is there, such as bacteria. Eukaryotic cells are either uninucleated or multinucleated, depend upon the types. Nucleus is generally spherical or denser organelle. It is found or bounded with a double layer structure, right? It is surrounded by nuclear. It is present between the cell membrane and your nuclear membrane. So cytoplasm is the borderline where the nuclear membrane attaches to it, right? And you will find that this nucleoplasm, it consists of all this part which are basic part. That means nucleus is the brain of the cell, we say, because all the metabolic function of the cell, every metabolic function such as your digestion, respiration, all chemical activity of the cell, it is controlled by the nucleus, right? And all the dead cells, when it is present, it is removed by the nucleus of the cell. It contains the chromatin fiber, which is contained with a genetic character called chromosome, which is a genetic unit. It is a hereditary unit, and it's barrier of all the gene character from the pre-existing cell. It can be done due to this chromosome present in this nucleus. It is also the formation of ribosome, means it is a site of synthesis of your protein. The nucleoplasm contain RNA, some protein molecules, nucleolus. Nucleolus is the site of, this is very important, this nucleolus, which is the site of RNA and storehouse of RNA particles present there. The chromatin network, which is present and which is the site of hereditary unit, this chromatin network. So this chromatin network is normally contain of DNA and nucleus, right? So nucleolus is dense and dark particle, and which contain with your synthesis RNA is present in this nucleus. So it is a very important organelle in both plant and animal cell. We will go to the next important organelle called mitochondria. Mitochondria is generally 0.5 to 1.0 micrometer length. It is normally rod shaped in structure under microscope. It has two layers. We will find it is of double layer. This is very important, that what is the structure? It is double membrane organelle, and it is very look smooth in outer layer, and all the layers are folded in the inner, and this folded part is known as cristae, right? So you can see in the diagram that this folded part which we are find here, they are the cristae. This is the cristae folded part, and you are getting the inner layer and it is the outer layer. In between this, it is filled with a fluid called matrix, right? So the matrix is the space or fluid present in between the inner and outer layer. It is filled with that, and the inner space is also contained with the DNA. Okay, mitochondria, DNA, it is filled with that. This is contained normally 70% of the enzymes, right? And it is a site of cellular respiration, right? So cellular respiration, as it is controlled by it, so it is called as the powerhouse of the cell, because it produces ATP molecule, adenosine triphosphate molecule, after the cellular respiration. That's why it is an important organ in both plant and animal cell. So this all about the cell organelles.